there is a possibility of walking away victorious with this one?
Well, you have a chance when you get nominated.
Yeah.
If you're not there, you don't have a chance. But there's such a lot of fantastic women doing great things on the continent, And I'm just blessed that I could get the award, from other countries that were there as well. Like you say, in different industries. So it was just amazing to see. Our very own Connie Ferguson also got one.
Yes.
So it was just amazing to see women being rewarded and awarded, because I don't think we celebrate each other enough.
No, we don't.
And I don't think we celebrate each other's achievements enough. I think we don't do that enough. And I think, when somebody wins, we got to applaud that person. Doesn't matter what it is, we got to support that person. We talk about support, but if we don't support each other, we can't expect other people to support us.
You talk about Connie Ferguson. Let me just put everybody in the mix here, because she was literally there with African stateswoman, former South Africa's First Lady, Gracia Machel. And Gracia Machel walked away with the 2024 Forbes Women Africa Lifetime Achievement Award. But not only that, long distance or middle distance runner, Olympic gold medalist Caster Semenya, also there. Forbes Africa Women Champion of Change Award going to Nomza Mombata. Also the Forbes Women Africa Media Icon as well, going to the CEO of Ebony, Mo Abudu. And there was also all sorts from the scientific directors around the world, academic excellence, Forbes Women Africa. So I've given you a bit of a taste of the kind of caliber of individuals that were winning here. You were in good company.
I was actually sitting quite close to Connie.
Yes.
And quite close to Abdul, the lady who won for doing a HIV thing. And I still said, but I know this man.
Yes.
But where do I know you from? And he said, COVID.
The
So
popular face on television.
There we go, yeah. So I was sitting at their table. So it was really quite interesting and really exciting, because prior to that, there was a summit. A summit, all these women, trailblazers, game changers. It was just amazing to be part of it.
I mean, that is Abdul Karim, Associate Scientific Director there at Caprisa, stepping forward, and also, hey, as you say, the face of a pandemic that nobody ever thought we would overcome. You sit back, talk about the pandemic. The Banyana women have certainly become that in a positive way on the African continent, on the world stage, making their dominance felt. You sit back now and you're getting yourselves ready potentially for Paris 2024. And I can tell you, free of charge, there's exactly 135 days left until the Olympic Games. There's Nigeria. It's head-to-head with them for dominance again, not only of the African continent, but Olympic gold. Hey, what's Desiree Ellis up to now? You said to me tomorrow, announcing a prelim squad already.
Yes, definitely. You see, Rob, I've been to so many games already, chatted to coaches, been in contact with coaches abroad, medical teams abroad. We've had a lot of players out with injury, just trying to check up who we can bring in, who can add value, because obviously we need, our best players. We've played for a while without a lot of our players, and big ups to the core group, because they've really stepped up and gotten a lot of experience. But when you come to a game like this, you're going to need your best players, your warriors, your soldiers out there on the field that have been there, that have done it. We look at the head-to-head, we've played 18 games.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only won 4, and we've drawn 1. But the 4 that we've won, 3 is since 2018. So
that's recent.
If you look at since 2018, we haven't lost to them in 90 minutes. We lost the final in 2018, but not lost to them in 90 minutes. I think the biggest one was most probably beating them at the Aisha Buhari Cup.
Yes.
And they've never had the Aisha Buhari Cup again after that. And then obviously, getting that victory at WAFCON in the beginning, that really set us up. But they're still a fantastic side, because they've done it over and over and over again. And we've got to do it over and over again. I think it's important for us to be in that same category. Otherwise we're just going to be known as African champions. But for us to be able to be put in that same bracket as them, we've got to do it consistently. And our players have shown, they've stepped up tremendously in difficult times. Pre-season now, when we played Tanzania, clubs were in pre-season. We were playing a country that was 10 games into the league season, Players have really, really stepped up. Last year, the DR Congo game, We were without 11 players. We haven't had Rafilwe Jani, Bambanani Mbani, Sibuleli Olweni, Bongeka Gamedi since the World Cup. I don't think any team can go out and really play well. So big ups to the core group. That's why we have this group that we can just bring in anyone. You know, playing Wendy in an unfamiliar position to everyone as a left back, but we've seen her play there. And, you know, Karabo as a centre back, she's also played there for a university and plays in a back three at Sundowns. I think Lona Temba's come in, been part of our squad in Fikile Magama. I think, you know, playing with that group of players in the back line for the first time shows the quality that we have in this country, you know, and any given time when one player is not available, somebody needs to step up and someone else is not available. And they've shown that they can step up. And we've been playing, you know, without your captain, without your Bambananis and so forth for a while now. And I think that has really helped us grow. That has really helped us develop. Whereas when you look at Morocco, you look at Zambia, you look at Nigeria, you look at all of these countries, they've had their best players available all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so we're really excited about this game. We know it's a lot of history between us. You know, there's always this big rivalry, but at the end of the day, you know, the history says that we have done it. But now we've got to do it again. Consistently.
Yeah, I think consistently is the key word because, like you say, 2018 onwards, we've shown that we can and we can be dominant over them. Right, we don't have Des for the entire show, so make sure, please, if you want to congratulate her, any words of encouragement, any question, 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. That is the WhatsApp voice note number. And when you talk about, I mean, something like Wendy being as versatile as you describe it to be, I look at the Women's League. It's the 5th season now of its existence. Yeah? Still shortcomings, 100%. But where has it put us in terms of the women's game in the country?
I think it has helped us a lot. You know, it's gotten better. If you look at Richmond, you know, the 1 minute they're fighting relegation, the next minute they're in the top 10. You know, you look at TS Galaxy, you know, yes, they've got players with experience. First season, you still got to get them to play together. You know, ending 4th and UWC running Mamelodi Sundowns so close last season. I think it's really improved. I think clubs have really gone out, you know, have really started to look at how they can improve. There's a Champions League spot to play for, you know, so that's what it's about, trying to be the best that you can be, trying to get the points. So there's no game that you go to now that's just a given. You know, you've got to be at your absolute best. And I think that has really helped us. I think like you say, there's a few things that can still go better, can still be better, and I think maybe the intensity of the games can be a bit higher. You know, the technical and tactical ability of some teams can be a bit better, but it's a process. You know, it's gotten better each and every year. You know, but I say it again: if we want to compete, we've got to get that Pro League.
Which leads me to my next question. Where you are sitting currently is exactly where a world champion was sitting yesterday. And one of the key things that he said when I asked him a very straightforward question, do you have a sponsor? Do you have anybody that is contributing to you being a world champion and to bettering yourself? He said no. He's got no sponsor. He's a world champion, twice world champion. And I even said on air, I don't know what corporate SA is looking for to then sponsor people. And yet you find people who are in the fight game, this is in boxing, who, you know, lose, who don't win, but have got gazillion sponsors that are there to back them. So here is a women's league that has shown, even without a professional league, that you can go far in a World Cup, never mind being African champions, but still no sponsorship of a higher degree. Hollywood Bets is there, yes, but it is still not a professionalized league. And we've got to applaud them for what they've done in just raising the stakes, because it is so beautiful when you watch the Hollywood Bets Super League and you're seeing the awards and people are being awarded and rewarded for being top goal scorers, coaches and players of the year, etc. It was not there before, but still not professional. What do you think is keeping these sponsors away from putting their money where their mouths are?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
I actually, like you say, what is it that they're looking for, though? Because the team is successful, you know, the team has done well. For us to take that next step, we need to have players that train regularly each and every single day and not worry about a 9-to-5 job and the club then trains in the evening because they have players that work. You know, because sometimes when clubs travel the weekend, sometimes they don't take all their players with them because players are working. So I said before, I'd like to sit in a room with corporate South Africa sponsors and find out what is it that they're looking for, because what more do we need to do? There's starting to be bums on the seats now as well. Look at the matches. You know, if the matches are covered, there's a lot of viewership as well. So I'm not sure what that one thing is that corporate South Africa is looking for.
It's a crazy question. Maybe you who's listening can give us an idea. Maybe you, as somebody who has a sway, somebody who has the budget, somebody who has the opportunity to be able to make a change, and you're sitting on these budgets, what is it that a boxing World Cup champion, African champions as far as women's football are concerned, World Cup participation into a knockout stage, what then do they humanly need to do extra? What is it that prevents them from getting that accolade, from getting that acknowledgement? We were talking about an individual right here in terms of Desiree Ellis, who herself, if you don't know, corporate South Africa, I want to go back to 2017. She won Sports Minister's Excellence Award. This is 2017. Then became CAF Women's Coach of the Year. 2018, 2019, 2022, 2023. Was then the Momentum Coach of the Year in 2023. IFFHS Women's World Best National Coach. 7th position. Order of Ikamanga in gold in 2023. 2024, today, sitting in front of her is the Forbes Women Africa Sports Award. I could have missed out a couple. I don't know. Maybe you'll let me know.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
World champion again!
Sevenati Nonjinga, the special one, IBF Junior Flyweight Champion, is here. It's a sore point because I don't know. Maybe things have changed in the last 48 hours. Do you have any endorsements?
You can support Sevenati Nonjinga. I don't have anything, bro. I don't have any.
South Africans, I don't know if you're hearing what I'm hearing. This guy, world champion, lost his belt, went and reclaimed it the first time in Mexico. IBF Junior Flyweight Champion here in South Africa. No endorsements, nothing. I don't know, corporate SA, I don't know what it is that you need. I don't know what it is that you're looking for in terms of a role model, a success story, a good story. I don't know what it is that you guys are looking for.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Hi, Robert Marawa, MSW, and your champion of Africa, Ma'am Alice. You know, if you take how much criticism she's gone through, and I'm going to explain it. You know, payment issues for the players. What happened in Botswana before they went? And then, you know, her choices of players, especially the goalkeeper. So I hope all her critics take notice. Man, I congratulate. Believe me, you keep on doing exactly what you are doing. The same as MSW, Robert Marawa. Thanks for the show and look after yourselves. Ma'am, can't wait for the game against Nigeria. Can't wait. Ma'am, you're going to show them. Wish you the best of luck. Ben, Moripe.
Ben Ruchter, Moripe. Response to Ben. Oh, happy from the bottom of his heart, isn't he?
I think that's why we're in the game, you know. Dr. Jordan will always tell us when people come to the stadium, we're there to entertain, and, you know, everybody has issues, challenges, some unemployed, and they come there for that 90 minutes, and we need to put a smile on their faces. So that's why we also do it, Rob, and we're urging the fans to come out in their numbers. You know, we know there are a lot of foreigners in the country, but we want to outnumber them. You know, we urge them to come and watch us when we play at home, because they will be our 12th and our 13th player.
Remind us of the date and venue.
That will be released soon.
I'll let them know, don't worry.
Big Rob, evening to you and evening to your guest, Coach Desiree Ellis. Once again, congratulations on your award that you have won. But I just want to know, man, just on a personal level, as Desiree Ellis, the human being, like where to from here? What is the next probably award that you still want to win? Maybe the FIFA Best Women's Coach. I mean, it's possible based on the current team that you have, the Banyana Banyana team, and it's growing in leaps and bounds each and every tournament that they play. Do you have a desire of being part of one of the greatest women's coaches to ever do it in the world of football? Thank you, Big Robert and Jabulo Malinga.
Jabulo, thank you so much. Des?
I think the biggest thing for me right now, and for the team right now, is to qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Nothing gets bigger than that. We missed out in 2020, and this will be really, really huge for us.
Good afternoon, Robert. Once again, Chris from Guatemala here, and thank you so much for bringing that dynamic lady with a good quality leadership in as far as football is concerned. Robert, a very quick one to Desiree. The last time when they could not actually go to bigger stages in the World Cup tournament, one of the reasons she lamented on was a lack of a female, if not a women, professional league within the PSL, as she was competing with countries that are very competitive when it comes to such leagues. I would like to know that is there anything that is being done in as far as these leagues are concerned to be put in place? I don't want to put her on the spot as she might get a backlash from her employers, but is she happy in as far as the state of affairs is concerned with regards to the launching of the league itself and going into the Nigeria game? Is she confident enough that we will be able to beat Nigeria and go on and represent the country in the next Olympics? I thank you once again, Chris Kope from Guatemala.
Chris, thank you so much indeed. Des, I know you've kind of answered that earlier, but anything you want to add on?
I just want to say to corporate South Africa, nothing is impossible if they don't come on board.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a lot of money. Our country is very vast. It's going to take a lot of money to start a pro league, but we've got to start it sooner or later because we don't want to speak in 2027, again about pro league. We spoke about it in 2019, and look where the team has gone. I think what has helped is that the league has improved, but also our players have gone to really, really good clubs abroad, and I think that has really raised the levels, and having extra camps has helped us as well, but corporate South Africa has got to assist us in this.
Yeah, I've also got to give praise, man. I got to say, I've watched Sasol do what they do for Ahmed Luk, the under-23 national team back then. I've seen them do what they do to the women's team and plow that money that they will plow in the under-23 to the women's game. And that has made such a big, big difference. So to everybody that is involved, even before the success came through, I just say thank you on behalf of South Africans, because you could have long come back and told us a long story, wish-washy story about how the board is not supporting this thing and how they can't afford to anymore sponsor the women's game, but you stuck through it. And for that, from me, I'm saying thank you.
I think, Robert, we as women's football, we absolutely indebted to Cecil, because I cannot even imagine, where we would be if we had no Cecil. I think they've been there through thick and thin, right in the beginning, supported women's football, and now they can talk about 2 successive World Cups, 2 successive Olympic Games, last 16 at the World Cup, African champions. They can talk about all of those things, and I think as a sponsor, they must be very proud. But I think as other sponsors out there, they must be thinking, did we miss the boat? Can we still get on board?
Yeah. They did miss the boat. They can get on board.
And with regard to the Nigeria game, you wouldn't be in this game if you don't think you can win it.
Yeah.
We've shown that we can. But I must say once again, we have to be at the absolute best. Their team has changed a little bit. We've got a lot of footage of them as well. They've got their coach back as well. So their team has changed and they did really well in the last 2 games. But to get results, we're going to have to be at the absolute best for the duration of the game, because they have quality players as well. 6 times African player,
It's crazy, that record, I tell you.
players that also play in very good leagues in the world. So it's going to be a big battle, but I think we can win that battle.
Well, somebody who's no stranger to winning and playing against the Nigerians is a man who made things different for South Africa in '96. He's calling us Mark Williams. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and thanks for having me on your show. And yeah, Rob, first of all, I think congratulations to Des. You talked about all the awards that Des won. I don't know if she can tell you about this one. There was once upon a time in Cape Town called the Women Footballer of the Year and the Men Football Player of the Year on a picture on a Sunday Times, and it was me and Desiree Ellis. So she's been used to winning a lot of awards. I'm talking about in the 80s, Robert. And a young lady came to me and asked me, can I help the women team coach? Can I coach them? And Rob, it was a great honor for me to see how this young lady can come and put all the hard work. And today, Des, you deserve everything that comes to you, because I looked at you when I was doing some coaching with you. And don't be afraid to take all the accolades. Yes, you have people with you, that sometimes we don't hear, but it's all about your hard work. And keep it up. I'm always proud and to see that women like yourself are doing so good.
Yeah, my good friend Mark, always supporting from afar, always sending messages as well.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic, that we all support each other. When we came back from WAFCON, he was one of them that was at the airport, welcoming us as well. So, like I always say, we need to support each other all the time. I remember Ronwin Williams coming to the airport as well, when we came back from WAFCON, and it was fantastic to see them do so well. I remember one guy telling me, and I said, to speak to me after AFCON. That's all I said to him. Speak to me after AFCON. And when it happened, I said, and what can you say now? Because complaining about selections, and I say, coaches choose players that they think will do the job for them. And at the end of the day, you might miss out players that are influential, but do they fit in? So we have to trust the players that we choose, and we absolutely trust them, because those are the ones that we feel, will do the job for us. But thank you, Mark, for the kind words, and you also keep pushing.
Yeah, Mark Williams, thank you so much indeed. Coincidentally bumped into him at the petrol station on Monday. I think he filled up paraffin in his car instead of diesel.
Good evening, Rob and Coach Desiree Ellis. Rob, I just want to say the accolades that are given to the coach are well deserved, because she's among the top coaches in the world. For me, we need to mention her name amongst the likes of Serena Wiegman, because the coach is an asset to our women's football, and she needs to be acknowledged. And I think FIFA also has to give her that well-deserved accolade. And for me, Rob, I believe the encounter against Nigeria, we're going to emerge victorious. But I just want to find out from the coach the thinking behind giving Ulise Khonkwani a debut against Tanzania. And what is it that she can tell the South Africans about the player and the attributes that she's got or that she's going to bring into the national team. Thank you so much. May you continue to shine. Thank you so much, Tebogo.
All right, Tebogo, thank you so much. Huge praise. Hey, Wigman's a big name in world football.
A very good personal friend as well.
Oh, fantastic.
We speak to each other quite often. In actual facts, I also speak to Coach Vieira quite a lot still.
Yes.
So
never forget.
Never forget, yeah, always there. Lesego, I've known Lesego since she played for Wits in the Sasa League back in the day. So it's not something that just happened. She played at TS Galaxy, and we were looking at bringing someone in, good on the ball. There's a lot of things that you need to improve on, of course. Playing in the national team is completely different. Even though Club is playing her in a centre-back position now, she's got the physical presence, she's really good on the ball, and maybe she can add value to the team. But players come in, we select players, and then they have to raise their hands, Rob. And, she's raised her hand, so you've got to give them an opportunity.
Des, I hope to chat to you soon. And once again, congratulations. It's a glittering award. 2024 Forbes Women Africa Sports Award winner. Coach of Banyana Banyana. Multiple award winner herself. The best on the African continent. Multiple times. Thank you so much. Good luck on the training. Good luck on the announcement tomorrow. Looking forward to it. And good luck for the Olympic Games.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
Highly appreciated. Coach Des. Coming up though, hey, don't go anywhere.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
A miracle comeback in life. Not Shinga is world champion again.
Nonjinga, the special one, IBF Junior Flyweight Champion, is here towards the end of the 9th round. Yes, I'm sure you were thinking, no man, give me more seconds, give me another minute, because you had just taken charge of that fight.
And we looked at the fight, when we lost, and then we said that, okay, cool, we're too upright, we're trying to outbox. That's why he caught us with his shot of arm. Since December, everybody was enjoying with their families, having festivities. I didn't have one, I was in camp training.
I hear you missed Christmas. You were training hard.
I was working hard to make sure that I get my belt back.
A miracle comeback in life. Nonjinga is world champion again.
#MSW. #MSW.
Hi Robert. When it comes to sponsorship in our local football, it has been a struggle in the very longest time, even in the PSL teams. It's only Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs that draws a huge following. And because of that, they've got a number of sponsors. Then the other teams are struggling. Some teams haven't had sponsors for years and years, until SAFA and PSL teams get their house in order in marketing. You remember back in the day, you will have your PRO, like Pat Komafani, your Alex Chakwana. They will put their energy and focus on bringing the supporters. Probably that's what has been missing in the recent times in our local football. Thanks, Robert. It's Nhlanhla Manzini.
Nhlanhla Manzini, thank you so much indeed. Where else could Nhlanhla be but in the water? I love that name. Simply do love it. Fish in the water. And I tend to agree, man. I tend to agree with a lot of what he says, Nhlanhla, because visibility is one thing, but how much more visible can you be if you're an African champion or playing in the World Cup and qualifying for the last 16? You don't even need a PRO. The PRO, the machinery governs itself. The PRO machinery makes it happen. So what more do you want? All right, as we head to the break right now, I told you that there is another guest who's popped into the studio. And I've said this before, and I still say it, that we do not document our heroes' remarkable accomplishments and also exceptional career journeys enough. I think we can talk on and on about that, but we don't, especially our yesteryear sporting icons. And it's pretty disheartening, though, that the remarkable talents as well as the life of Undate Lucas Masterpieces Moripe is yet to be penned down. In other words, a book. You can't just go to, any bookstore. I don't want to plug any bookstore, but I'm just saying, you can't go into any store and you pick up Ndate Lucas Masterpieces Moripe book and say, let me go home, let me read. No. But in a stepped a man who authored the incredible read in the Want, Bernard Parker, and is ready again to get the ink rolling. He needs your help in one way or the other. We'll be saying a proper good evening to Dr. Charley Pietersen, author and life coach, who is here. Charlie, good to see you. Welcome.
Hey, Rob, thank you so much. And welcome. I'm welcoming your listeners.
Yeah. You win a game over the weekend, and the next thing you go dust off your Arsenal jersey. Crazy. Hey? One victory. You haven't even won the league yet.
We won last night, Rob.
Did you win the Champions League trophy?
No, man. We qualified after 2010 and everything. We're there, Rob.
Years, eh?
Yeah, bo.
Crazy.
Yeah, bo. I'm telling you, Rob.
He's wearing this jersey. I don't know where he found it.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
New looks good, feels great. The
is here. How do you view your relationship with Dad today?
He was listening to one of your shows each and every day, I would always tell him that one day, Prarop, I'm going to be with Prarop in studio. Ever since I was
planned. Sounds like you visualize these things and now they're here, they're happening. You're sitting here in front of me.
You must be able to have a vision and exchange just the energies of the universe,
Rising up, straight to the top.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
All right, to the journey of Lucas Masterpieces Moripe. Dr. Charley Pietersen is here in studio, author and life coach. Joining me as you heard his voice before the break. Let's talk the serious stuff. Now, the great legend himself is still alive?
Yes, sir.
And in what state?
Not a good state, Rob. He suffered diabetes and also he's going to hospital, how can I say, twice or three times a month. The old man is not healthy anymore. I was there on Saturday with Bernard Parker. And really what every week when you go, you can see that his health is deteriorating. Yeah. It's going backwards and everything. Yeah. And for me, really, my cry and my plea is that I need to finish this book, Robs.
So you've started the book?
I've started the book, 90%, Mr. Moses Malada from Pretoria Kellys, he initiated the book. In 2021, he asked me, help me with this book. So he started the first phase, but there's a lot of phases in the book. You've also written a book, Rob. Yeah. There's a lot of money that needs to come in and everyone. And I was listening to an interview with Desiree. Yeah. Corporates don't want to sponsor individuals. They said, no, we want a club. Forgetting that, the individual, the legend.
They're lying to you. They don't want a club. Yeah. Because right now, how many PSL clubs have got sponsors out of the 16?
Yeah.
We have an entire women's league that is, sponsored by Hollywood Bets, but has not been able to be professionalized because of the amount of money needed to professionalize the game. So I can tell you, they are lying.
They are lying because if you look at the life of the legend, where he started, because these are the guys that started the foundation, He started with the likes of Jomo Sono. He played with Jomo, and Jomo also is a part of the book. I've interviewed the likes of Dr. Keza Mutauni is in the book. Danny Jordan, Jan Malombo Lechaba. So all the legends are in this book, talking about this great, great legend. Rob is sitting at home, sickly, and but he's having a close relationship with the president, the CAF president, Mr. Dr. Motsepe, who's visiting him regularly. And because Dr. Motsepe is so busy, I don't have time to approach him and tell him, Dr. Motsepe, can you please help me with this project? Because it's not about Charley Pietersen. It's not about how much money am I going to make, Rob. Rob, I wrote the book of Ntate Molimela, and Tate said to me, Charlie, you'll see them. They will come and contribute when I'm dead, not when I'm alive. And I promise you, they were there at his funeral, not while Ntate was alive. Let us not do this with Ntate Lucas Moripe. Let's help the legend now while he can, because there's a rich, rich, rich history in that man. Pele came down from Brazil because Dr. Moripe was in Hong Kong. Pele came down from Brazil to Hong Kong to meet the legend. He said, I heard about you. Pele the Great. And these are the people that are sitting at home. Our kids don't know about our legends. Rob, we don't even have a soccer museum about our great, great legends.
That's crazy.
So for me, it's let's help the legend. We need a small amount of money to finish his book.
Which is how much?
43,000, Rob.
43K.
Yes.
Then the book will be done.
Done.
And let's say there's a good Samaritan that's listening to the show right now. Where and how can they be able to channel the funds through?
Rob, everything is professionally done.
Yeah.
There's a foundation, the Lucas Masterpieces Moripe Foundation, run by the family, the Moripe family. The funds are going to go in there. There will be invoices and everything of the money, how the money was used and spent. So there will be no corruption or anything or fraud.
No. We can't accept that, not for a book of a legend like that. So what I can promise to do on my side is that I'll get all the details from you.
Yes.
We'll post it tonight on the social media platforms that, one has a privilege of controlling. And we will put all of those details so that people can be able to contribute, whatever it is.
Yes.
Because you look at mainly a lot of the stadiums around the country, a lot of them are named after people who are deceased.
Yes.
I don't need to go through them, all of them. But we have a Masterpieces Moripe Stadium People know the name, but they also don't even know that the person is still alive.
He's still alive.
And that is a shocking thing for me, is that we don't chronicle, we don't showcase, we don't put out there on media platforms him, his journey, his background, what made him to be the name that is put to a great stadium like of that nature.
And also, Rob, if you look at stadiums all over the world, they are named like the FNB Stadium.
Yes.
So it means there's royalties that needs to go.
Do they pay him royalties?
No.
Nothing.
No royalties, but the name is being used and the individual is still alive.
That is crazy.
There's no royalties paid to
I mean, how do you use a person's
Lucas
name who's
Moripe.
still alive and you don't even pay him 1 cent?
No, nothing at all. I asked
because
him,
the name is not going to pay him.
And there's even a street named after him in Atteridgeville.
I mean, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
The street can be the street. It's great. Well done to the people in Atteridgeville. All I'm saying is that the commercial entity, every time we say on the radio, every time it is on television,
yes,
we are going to the Lucas Masterpieces Moripe Stadium. Every time we talk about fixtures, we are putting forward a person's name.
Who's still alive.
Who is still alive.
Yes.
But we don't care the fact that we're not even contributing a cent.
Nothing at all.
But what do the authorities say? Because somebody would have put forward the proposal to say, let us get the stadium named after him. And it is those individuals who should be making sure.
Yeah.
I can't play a song here without making sure that artist gets some form of money and compensation from that.
Rob.
How much more with a great like this? So who are the people that we are supposed to be saying, guys, listen, let's be real. You've named the stadium after him for X number of years. Even a back payment would be wonderful.
100%. I think the authority in charge is the city of Tshwane.
Yes.
We need to find out from the city of Tshwane, how was this transaction concluded?
Yeah. Who was the
Who
mayor
was involved
at the time?
I think the mayor, it was Megwen Ramuhopa.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
She was the mayor.
It shouldn't be difficult to try and backtrack that so that we can ask those questions.
Yes.
Because trust me, if you had to do a back payment, even if it's for 1 year, a fraction of that would pay for the 43,000 that you need for the
And
poker
also
to be
change
done.
his life because it will go in the trust fund. Yeah, because he need medicine, he need a lot of help.
Yeah.
He need a wheelchair, he need a lot of stuff, Rob. And he's still alive.
So he hasn't got a wheelchair at the moment?
No, not actually, because you will always see him sitting outside on his chair.
Yeah.
But there's no proper wheelchair that can take him from point A to B, because he can't even. He used to work with this. What do they call this thing? Walking sticks. But you can see now he's not in that stage anymore.
All right, Bernard Parker.
Good evening, Bro Rob. Good evening to the listeners. Bernard Parker here. Thank you for having Mr. Pietersen there in studio, whom is the author of my book. We just want to raise funds for our legend, Ntate Lucas Masterpiece Moripe. The blood, sweat and tears he has put in our football, and the amazing talent, the amazing career that he has showed throughout the years. It's just legendary. And a stadium being named after him, it really it's huge. So we just want to give Ntate Lucas Masterpiece Moripe, our legend, give him his flowers, just to give him his flowers, and if we can get the South African supporters, the South African media, to help us in terms of getting his book published, and from the fruits of the book, that will pay for his medical. And also, if we can get everybody who really understands, who really appreciates and is thankful for the work that our legend has put in, just to give him that compliment for the great career that he has had. And while he's still alive, we just want to celebrate this masterpiece with him. Thank you.
Masterfully put.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bernard Parker. I'm
Thanks,
sure you're going to respond to that, because if somebody like him, who is already a living legend of the beautiful game of football, has that to say, has seen the condition in which Masterpieces is in, we've got to take it seriously. We've got to take it seriously, because I hear the plea for the proceeds of the book to then pay for the medical needs. That's still a process because the medical needs are needed right now.
Right now.
And I don't even want to lie to you guys listening to the show right now, is that this is not America, it's not Europe, it's not anywhere else in the world. Book sales in this country are not going to make anybody a rich person.
Not at all.
It's about accepting the fact that you will tell the story, people will appreciate it, but it'll be a pittance that you get. But the beauty is that I would love to see the book out there. I would love to see that history being documented out there. The trust is in place, handled by the Moripe family. You've given us a bit of a cost of what it is that it will take. But for you, what do you envisage, though, moving forward, knowing the man's current status? What's the next best thing to celebrate him, to make him feel great, to make him feel loved?
Rob, you know what will be great for Ndate Moripe is to have a benefit game.
Right.
Where Sundowns is involved because his love for the president of Sundowns is undying. Pretoria Kellys is involved, and Orlando Pirates, because Orlando Pirates is a team that he last played for before the injury on his knee and before the stroke. So if that three teams can come together, Sundowns, Pretoria Kellys, and Pirates, and play a benefit game, maybe when we launch the book, let's launch the book at the stadium.
Absolutely.
And I promise you that will make the old man a happy man.
The injury that you talk about would have been incurred during playing.
Yes, he had a problem with his knee, and he played with it, and it gave in. I think he retired from Pirates, and not long after that, it gave in totally. And after the knee, then the stroke came.
So there would have been no insurance, especially at that
time.
stage. Especially
Back in those days, there was no insurance.
You get injured, you see for yourself. Thank you very much indeed. It was great having you, Pai.
Yes, but he played with that injury from Pretoria Kellys.
For a while.
He went to Hong Kong with it, and there was no physios like we used to have these days. So that injury, I think after that injury, then the stroke, and then diabetes and everything. Yes. But the mind is so sharp. If you talk to him and listen to him, Rob, the mind is very, very sharp. He can still remember most of the things.
And just the age now, a lot of people who would have been the new age kids listening to the show and saying, at what age now do we put the great legend?
He's 74 years old.
74.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, from the pictures that you sent me over the weekend, I mean, he looked in good nick.
No, he is.
He didn't even look 70 anything. So the beautiful thing is that his health can improve.
Big time, I promise you, Rob. If there's special care and, taking him, for physio, because he still need to have physio.
Yes.
In that state, eat the right food because he's diabetes. Eat the right food. I think the old man, you can see him stepping into the stadium at his launch when we want to launch the book.
And there's so many great individuals who just by dietary means have been able to reverse even type 2 diabetes.
Yes, Rob.
Without any medication, they've been able to do that. In actual fact, and this is the strange thing, is that you don't even have to be obese to get to that stage.
No.
But a large part, and this is a study that was done in conjunction with the University of the Free State, which talked about the reversal of type 2 diabetes purely based on diet.
Yes.
But this is part of where the pharmaceuticals don't want to hear about it. Because when you start to advance all of these, it means that less people are going to the pharmacy and buying all of these.
Every month.
Yeah. And that's crazy expensive. I know of one place like that can help. So we will have this conversation over.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah, but I just believe that anybody who's listening to the show right now would want to contribute. Check out on the socials this evening. I will post all the information that
and the banking
the details as well.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think is his greatest wish for us as a sporting nation and as us as a football nation?
Rob, our legends are really neglected.
Yeah.
We're talking about the guys from 73 that played that time, the teenage class and everyone, because I engage a lot with them. They will always tell you that our players now are having things very much better. and they are not performing the way that we used to perform those years. We wish if all the money that are now in football was there during our time, we should have been, a great nation as South Africa. Because my wish is that let us not neglect our legends. And we can't say, that they had their time. No, there was no money, Rob. And I believe there must be a fund from football, starting from SAFA and PSL, that needs to be open for the legends and said we plow back to our legends that never had the opportunity that the current players are having. And we also expect the guys that are playing abroad and everything, plow back into this fund so that we can look at a lot of the Lucas Masterpieces, Moripes, and a lot of other players that we are not aware of that are going through that role.
You're doing a great job, Dr. Charley Pietersen. Thank you so much. Author and life coach. You'll keep us updated with all the proceedings. As I say, I'll put all the details on the socials. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Rob.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW. Marawa live on 947.